Last up is London-based Eddie Fisher, who, despite some broken bones, is hoping his enterprise can help mend the environment.
I've recently had a daughter and I want to leave the planet in a better state for her. We want to build a brand that can make mass change. We want to appeal to the Instagram generation because it's only when a lot of people get involved that we can really create change.
What's the bin for?
Does it stop things going into the bin?
Things going in the bin?
We have a little bit of a surprise for the dragons, so hopefully it doesn't make them jump too much, but we'll see how they handle it. Hello dragons, I'm Eddie, and along with my co-founder Matt, we are Fussy. Fussy about everything on our mission to banish single-use plastic from the bathroom, starting with a refillable deodorant. We are here today to pitch for £50,000 in return for 1.5% equity. Every year, we throw away about 3.2 billion single-use plastic deodorants. That's enough to fill over 100,000 of these bins. Now that does stink.
Oh!
Tell you what doesn't stink, though, and that is our deodorant. I'm Matt, by the way, the other founder of Fussy. Our durable outer case is made of recycled plastic and is designed to keep. And our home compostable, plastic-free refills, which once you're done with, you can just chuck in the garden or a bin.
We deliver straight to your armpits every month through our flexible subscription model.
Our all-natural formula contains an odour-neutralising probiotic that literally eats sweat for breakfast.
It would be an absolute honour to have a dragon or dragons join us on our journey to help save the world one armpit at a time. Thank you.
A product to KO Bio, whilst keeping a lid on plastic waste, is the offering from Eddie and Matt,
I was going to say, do you want to get out of the bin?
Yeah, I'd love to.
who are looking to secure a £50,000 investment
Oh, secret trapdoor. I see how it's done.
in return for a 1.5% share in their environmentally sustainable deodorant business. With the shock of their big reveal beginning to dissipate, the den's Queen of Green is keen to establish if this pair really have something to set Planet Savers' pulses racing.
So, Eddie, Matt.
Yeah.
Once I've recovered from somebody leaping out the bin at me, can I check how fussy you are? Recycled?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
the glue?
It's water-activated.
The print? Is it eco-friendly print?
It is, yeah. We check with the manufacturers, yeah.
Blimey. That is...
They've got an answer for everything.
They have, I know.
Well done, most people don't.
Can you explain the eco-deodorant landscape? What are my choices?
In terms of actual refillable products, there's only one other main competitor in the UK at the moment. What we're actually seeing, though, is some customers are flipping over to Fussy.
So why?
So at a product level, we've worked really, really hard developing a formula that's more effective than anything else on the market. And also our product is a lot easier to refill.
And so why are you going to win in the market over them?
Personally, I feel like there's actually space for more than one. So I think there's plenty of room for us both to coexist. The natural deodorant market is in its third consecutive year of double-digit growth. So people are switching to it.
Eddie and Matt are confident that in a booming market, their business need never go bust. Now, Tuka Suleiman wants to take a closer look at the company's finances.
Guys, how much have you turned over in what period?
We've turned over £27,000 in the last month.
And for the next 12 months, what do you think you're going to turn over?
1 million this year, in the first year, with a gross of 455,000
Yeah.
and a net loss of 273,000.
Whoa. Explain how you're going to get to 1 million.
So fairly aggressive growth plans in terms of acquisition of customers. We want to get to 15,000 customers in our first 12 months.
Right.
We've got 900 already. In terms of the loss, we are putting a large amount of our funds into growth. Obviously, then the benefit is later down the line, once we've got those customers, they'll hopefully be subscribing.
It's a difficult one because it is a very, 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 very tough space. And I've seen how difficult it is to acquire customers. Have you mastered that? And are you ready to scale that?
Yeah, I think we're trying things, but we are already seeing what's working organically and what's not. For example, PR has been incredible for us. What I would say is 75% of current customers are rating us 9 or 10. They'd recommend us to a friend.
And are they doing that? Are you getting traffic from referrals?
Yeah, I think we've generated around 4,000 net from referrals.
Despite Stephen Bartlett's concerns, Eddie and Matt maintain that they can continue to grow their business without breaking into a sweat. But Tuka Suleiman appears preoccupied by the hefty 7-figure price tag the pair have attached to their company.
I like what I see, but the biggest difficulty, guys, is your valuation. You've come in here with a 3.3 million valuation for a business that's doing 27,000 a month. Ridiculous. I could create this for 100 grand tomorrow. Easy.
I don't think that Tuka or any of us could create this with 100K.
Test me.
Sorry?
Test me. You said I can't do it. Test me.
The brand, the design, their understanding of the market they're appealing to, you see it in all of it. You see their ability to understand their customers care about sustainability. The fact that this looks beautiful in the age of the iPhone, where aesthetic is so highly valued. The name, Fussy, brilliant. It's all brilliant.
Why don't you make an offer? You're going on a speech. Why don't you put your money where your mouth is?
Doesn't mean I can still think.
He may be undecided about whether or not to invest, but Stephen Bartlett is clearly impressed by the inspiration involved in tackling perspiration. Now, Peter Jones wants to discover what else could be coming down the pair's plastics pruning pipeline.
I want to know about other products.
Question, yeah.
Yeah, so where does it go from here?
So in terms of other products, there's a couple here. So this is our Fussy wash bag, which I really like, but it's made with recycled water bottles. And then this is our deodorant dish. So it stores 2 refills and the deodorant on top.
Matt, Eddie, I'm kind of feeling a little bit underwhelmed because you made a bold statement when you come in that we are on a mission to banish single-use plastic from the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I thought, brilliant. They're going to start and tell us the deodorant company, but he's the pipeline of all of the other plastic-infused products that we're going to have. And then when you said we've got a wash bag and something to put your deodorant on, I was like, what about the shampoo and the conditioner and the toothpaste? I understand this is a deodorant business. I think because I felt from when you first walked in there that this was going to be a whole bathroom solutions business, that's what got me excited, and that's what I'm kind of feeling like it's not now. So for that reason, I don't want to get on this bus today, so I won't be investing though and I'm out.
Disappointment for Eddie and Matt, who have lost their first dragon. Stephen Bartlett was full of praise for the pair, so has he scented a financial opportunity in smelling good.
I love you guys, I think you're great, and I think the product's great, but I'm terrified of the cost of acquisition at the moment for subscription businesses, and that is, that's my gut telling me that there's danger. And so for that reason, I'm out.
Look, I love it, and I love you guys. And I'm torn because I know what I could bring to the party. But I'm not going to be on your journey, I'm out.
They might not agree about much, but when it comes to this particular deal, Stephen Bartlett and Tuka Suleiman are very much of the same mind. Isn't eco-conscious Deborah Meaden any more willing to dole dosh into deodorants?
So unsurprisingly, I love everything that you've done. Your branding is fantastic. Your name is fantastic. You've been faultless in your answers in terms of your, the ethics that underline this, down to the glue. I always catch people out on the glue. It's the glue and the print. And I think you're in a very important space. So I love it. Anyway, enough words. Enough words. I do numbers. I'm going to give you numbers. I'm good at numbers.
Okay, great.
So I am going to offer you all of the money. I would love to be on this journey with you. I hope you know enough about me to know that this is bang on my space.
Yep.
If you want to speak in this space, I'm your girl. So I'm going to offer you all of the money, but I want 6% of the business.
Okay, appreciate it.
An offer for Matt and Eddie, albeit at considerably more equity than the 1.5% the pair were originally looking to give away. Is Peter Jones prepared to match or even undercut his fellow Den stalwart in a bid to win the deal?
Guys, I think you've done really, really, really well. I think you've brilliantly pitched it as well. And I have to say, I do think the design is off the chart good.
Wow.
All of us have contacts, but it's actually what we're currently doing with those contacts that I think is really important with this. I'm like your Mary Poppins, because I can do all of the things you need that will create massive shareholder value. So I'm going to make you an offer because I love it. And I just want to be clear, I don't even want a conversation about sharing it with anyone because I want this myself. And that's why I'm going to offer you all of the money for 5% of the business.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Do you mind if we take some time to...
Chat to the wall, chat to the wall.
Leave an hour.
Wise wall.
Thank you.
Decision time for the deodorizing duo, who have two competing bids to consider. Deborah Meaden has offered the full £50,000 in return for 6% equity. And Peter Jones has also offered all of the money in return for 5%.
Do you want to accept both for 5? Would you do that? We did say we would, didn't we? No, you said 4. But now I'm saying, would you do 5 for both? Would you? Yeah.
Peter Jones was adamant he didn't want to share the deal. But given Deborah Meaden's status in the world of sustainability, could he be persuaded to change his stance?
Thank you both for your offers. I guess one of the issues we've got is with the valuation, that if we were to accept either offer, we'd be accepting a down valuation, which we couldn't do. 5%, for example, would be pre-money of 1 million. I know, Peter, you said you wouldn't work with Deborah, but is that firm? Would you consider working together?
Well, I was just making it set my stall out to be really hyper-competitive and being a little bit greedy. And also I'm quite fussy as well. But working with Deborah is, you know, I'll be candid with you, is one of the greatest pleasures of sitting in this chair. So I personally would say yes to it. But I'm really conscious about dropping lower, and I tell you why, is because I actually think if that was to occur, the gift to this business is immeasurable in value. And actually, I'd say, and arguably, is worth way more than 5%. I still think I'm brilliant on my own, by the way. But I don't think it gets to you where you might want to be going to.
No.
But it's up to Deborah.
Of course, I would share too, and I would completely agree. The added value that that would bring is enormous, but that's really up to you guys.
Okay, so what we'd like to ask is whether you would consider 4% between you both.
I would go back and say, actually, we should be sharing 6% between us. The power of both of us is now gone up another gear.
If you would accept 5% for the both of you, we'd be happy to accept that.
5% between us.
Between you, yeah.
Yep. I'd be happy to do
Right,
that.
we'd accept that.
Yeah. Yes.
Well done.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you can't. I know.
Sorry, we
it's
so want to do that.
I know.
All right.
Bye.
Success for Eddie and Matt, who leave the den with the £50,000 they were originally seeking and the backing of a duo of dragons.
Get in.
Despite having been put through the ringer,
That's intense, mate.
Yeah.
the pair's spirits, not to mention their armpits, were never dampened.
I am wearing a deodorant and still bone dry.
Tested in Dragon's Den, there's no better test than that.
High five.
High five.
I'm so pleased with that.
The amount of equity is more than we would have liked to have given away, but I think for the value the Dragons are going to bring, in the end, after a lot of haggling, I think it was worth it, yeah.